up, y'all? Just got home from work with a bit of light. Usually it's been like, get off at like 6 p.m. and it's super dark out. Where'd my day go? Where'd my day go? Exciting care package. Let's unbox, shall we? Ah, hee 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 hee. This is the new Trader Joe's Halloween bag. Not gonna lie, I love it. I love it. I love the mini ones. These ones are so good as like book bags or just like, I need to be outside of the house for 2 hours. This just does what it needs to. It's a goodie. I like this one. It's in this like cute puke green, orange and purple color. So love that. My mom also got it for me in this black and orange color. I like this one too. It's cute. Okay, did a stock up. I got the Bergamot Hinoki body lotion. Oh, is that body lotion? I thought this was a hand cream.
What's good for my body is probably good for my head.
Yeah, I really like the deodorant in this scent. And I thought, you know what? Let me try and get it. At my address in LA, we've been doing like a huge clean out of just stuff we haven't used in a really long time. Major throwback to these guys. Any Asian immigrant household have these plates out there. They were gonna throw this out and I was just like, I could use these because I actually don't have that many plates. So, and we also, yes, with this little lady. Look at her, look at her. These are great for noodles, rice dishes. Perfect. I'm not gonna toss those across the room. Okay, call me nasty, but I really enjoy Javi. They are just like a protein powder thing, but you like mix it with coffee. Does this have caffeine in it? Yes, it does. So it has caffeine in it, probiotics, has 0 grams of sugar. You just like mix it with water. What I like to do is just like mix it with more coffee because I'm disgusting. I got the mocha flavored and that one was okay. Was hoping for more mocha, but this one is French vanilla. I don't know what it is with America's obsession with having protein and everything, but I do require protein, so bulk up. I did a boo-boo thing. I did a boo-boo. Little cute Claro shirt. Ain't she a cutie? Ain't she a cutie? Y'all know how much I love Claro. I just had to get this. Okay, I forgot the name of this artist, but they were recently at, oh, what is it called? It's that art party in Soma. I think it's some sort of book fair. Anyway, there's an artist there and they do these like really cool screen printed things on shirts that are like really grody and pornographic. And I was like, that is up my alley. So I got this shirt, take a look. Skater twinks. They do a lot more graphic stuff, but I thought this was more up my alley. So I got this. Ion Gaff, I think, just opened up their cafe called Loaf. I love the Ion Gaff boys. They're just very quintessential LA aesthetic. There's just a laissez-faire-ness to them, and it's just part of the LA laissez-faire nature that we all exist in. I just love the stuff that they do. Let's open this up. Look at this fun shirt in this like fun washed purple shirt. It's quite heavy. On the back, there's a mini shirt. Isn't that so fun? Guys, isn't that fun? And what's funny is that inside the mini t-shirt, there is a tag. Can you wear the mini t-shirt? I wish. I want to try this on, but I'm all mic'd up. So you're just gonna have to wait for some future vlog where this will be featured. This looks incredibly baby tee, so I am concerned about this, but it is a large. And look, it's signed. Does anyone wear signed shirts? Baggu just reopened their store in San Francisco to a larger location. I don't remember where, but created merch around BART, which is the major transportation system in the Bay Area. This is the logo, and this is what they did. Super cute. Oh, here's the address, 888 Valencia Street. Everyone was like, oh my God, why did Baggu steal designs from BART like that? They honestly should have designed merch for them. They should have like partnered up and created merch together. And yes, the brand should have asked for their permission for creating inspired merch. But let me tell you, BART merch, super ugly. I don't know who the hell designed that. Super ugly. There we have it. Super cute. I love BART. Used to take it to get to Oakland and Berkeley. It's gross. They've revamped it. I mean, nicer seats and all, but still a grody work of public transportation, but it's got its charms. It's got its charms. It always like reminds me of the Bay Area and San Francisco. It's what you have to take to get from SFO to get into the city. So just has like a major nostalgic factor for me. Oh, should I just wear this for the rest of the video? There we go. Okay. And this is a book channel, right? So we got some books. We have Love Forms by Claire Adam. For much of her life, Dawn has felt as if something is missing. Now at the age of 58, with a divorce behind her and 2 grown-up sons busy with their own lives, she should be trying to settle into a new future for herself. But she keeps returning to the past and to the secret she's kept all these years. Ooh, secrets. I love a book of secrets. Oh wow, look at that. She studies physics at Brown University and later received an MA in creative writing at Goldsmiths in London. She currently lives in London, and her debut novel, Golden Child, was published by Sarah Jessica Parker. Interesting. Okay. Very gorgeous cover. Look at that. The orange, but also the green. It's drawn. Beautiful, beautiful. Here I have Stag Dance by Tori Peters. I think this got all the rave when it was first published and everyone was reading it. My turn, okay? I just wanted to wait until the hype died. So here I am with Stag Dance. Collection of short stories, right? 1 novel and 3 stories. Keen eye for rough edges of community and desire to push the limits of trans writing. Yes, would like to do more trans writing, so super stoked to do this. The Quiet Ear, an investigation of missing sound, a memoir by Raymond Antrobus. Random House, thank you Random House for sending this over. It is on sale. Oh, it's already out. It was out in August. At the hospital where Raymond was born, a midwife snapped her fingers by his ear and gouged his response. It was his first hearing test, and he passed. For years, Archibus lived as a deaf person in the hearing world before he was diagnosed at the age of 6. Seems to be about in-betweenness, navigating between 2 different worlds. Cool, cool. And this, guys, I think is what I'm most excited about. Oh my god. Guys. Ah! Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh my god, it feels so good in the hand. Oh my god. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Humming a melody a long ago, a song. Patti, you got really beautiful handwriting, but goddamn, I cannot read that. Such an angel and such a gift to the world. The different kinds of people that she's met in the music world, in the film world, just like different artists, different mediums, and just all the collaborative work. I did have the pleasure of seeing her and asking her a question when she came to Seoul for a little art talk, but also she had an exhibition here. And let it be known, I did see her for free in, I believe, 2014, 2015, San Francisco, Hardly Strictly Bluegrass Festival. For free. Amazing. One of my top cherishable moments in my life. Yeah, crazy that I have this. God whispers through a crease in the wallpaper, writes Patti Smith in this indelible account of her life as an artist. A post-World War II childhood unfolds in a condemned housing complex described in Dickensian detail. Consumptive children, vanishing neighbors, an infested rat house, and a beguiling book of Irish fairy tales. This is a child's world of imagination where Smith, the captain of her loyal and beloved sibling armor, vanquishes bullies, communes with the king of tortoises, and searches for sacred silver pennies. Wow, that was a mouthful. And so beautiful. Beautifully stitched together. Excited to do this. I might just have to jump into this next. When is this out? November 4th. I will gladly. Gorgeous. Ah! Okay. Okay, that's it. That's all the stuff that has been hauled over. I hope you enjoyed that unhaul. Today, I have a bit of time today because I got to leave work early. And so I think I'm gonna go out and try on a shirt. I know, super exciting, guys. I saw it the other day and I was like, why didn't I try that on? Mostly because I think it was just so busy and I was overwhelmed and I just did not want to be surrounded by people. That's it. I just want to try on a shirt, go home, finish this Andy Warhol movie that I'm watching. It's one of the Paul Morrissey Andy Warhol films called Trash. And I really like it, mostly because later Warhol reminds me a lot of Cassavetes. And then I wondered, do I like later Andy Warhol more than Cassavetes? Because I do like Cassavetes. It's realism and how he just lets his players move, scream at each other. And so it almost feels stage play, but improv stage play. They're just so vicious and it's so visceral and all the feelings are just out on the table. And is it Gina Rowlands? It's just incredible in every Cassavetes film. But there's just this brilliant realism to it all that I just love. These later Andy Warhol pictures, I haven't watched all of them. I think there's 3 or 4 that I'm still missing. The Paul Morrissey ones that I also just love because when you think about it, okay, say what you will about pop art and everything, I think the brunt and magic of Andy Warhol's work is actually his films because controversial to how he may have treated some of his friends and actors and actresses at the time. But what he did was hire nobodies, essentially, minorities, trans people, gays, And he was sort of one of the first people to put gays and drugs on screen, and like cool, scary, gay, druggish people. And honestly, gay folks, we need to go back to being scary, you know? Because in today's world, gay is not enough, all right? You gotta be doing more. You gotta have some sort of niche, some kind of art. You gotta be doing something. And in that, within our defense, we need to go back to being scary, all right? It needs to become private and restricted again. But yeah, going back to bad stereotypes, straight chasing. Yeah, we recruit. There's one. Get him. My politics as a gay. Where was I going with this? Yeah, I've got like 30 minutes of it. Trash. Trash is like, I think, one of my favorites so far. What I like about Trash is that there's just like really good John Waters one-liners in it. It's funny, and I just love it. I don't think a lot of people like it, but again, it's also within the Warholian tradition of just like being able to watch a movie and not really pay attention to it. So you can like half pay attention to the film and still get the grip of what the film is saying. Okay, I think I'm yapping at this point, so I'll stop and I'll go try on that shirt.
For tomorrow down the street that's leading nowhere, thinking this is what it means to really be alive. You walk in no direction, which is really where you're going, and tomorrow may be gone when you arrive. You walk along the sidewalk, maybe looking in the windows, and you see your own reflection, and that's all. Stares at you in silence, or it comes and goes in flashes, frightened by the cold black shadows on the wall.
Anybody ever have those kid thoughts? When I was really young, I used to think all people lived to the age of 100. Funerals that I went to as a young kid, I just assumed that all people put in their coffins were 100 years old, and that 100 was this sort of magical, mystical number that you had to get to achieve all kinds of happiness, all kinds of accomplishments, and what have you. All this to say, arbitrary number, but I'm very close to my Goodreads count for the year. Well, I always set it at 52 books a year. I feel like a book a week is like perfect. If you can manage that, I think that's just perfect. But I'm at count 90 right now. My 90th book is Zadie Smith's Intimations, which is just a collection of very fleeting essays around the pandemic, about healthcare, the current president, the ennui in the US at the moment. Honestly, girl, whatever. I just found this to be just fine. I feel like this could have been a Substack post. This did not need its length, even at, what is this, 86 pages. I really enjoyed White Teeth, and I thought, okay, let me do some more Zadie Smith. Meh. I think there are like kernels, really good kernels of ideas here, but they don't feel fleshed out enough. They just feel half-thought and could be bigger and better things for, say, novels or something greater. But here, I'll read a few things. From the foreword at the end, it says, "Talking to yourself can be useful, and writing means being overheard." I was left with the useless thoughts of a novelist. What is it like to have a mind on fire at such a moment? Do you feel ever more distant from the world? Or has the world, in its new extremity, finally come to you? And I think it's this interesting thing of emotional distance that's required. I feel like people who had immediately wrote things within the pandemic were at odds of many different things. One, what a strange time in life. Two, you feel so insular. It's almost like talking to yourself. Three, the political state of the world. And four, I think we just forgot that like life happens. There's this like certain sense of urgency where we have to be doing the things that we haven't done and held off for so long. For example, my brother hated his room and decided, was one of those people that put up those dumb fuck string lights. Let me tell you. Me, Animal Crossing. But yeah, just a slew of things. But within that, within this bubble, this capsule that the pandemic was, you forget that a work requires emotional distance. A work requires you to step back, really look at how to create a world, create your story, make sure your thesis is made, really drive it. And if you don't have that emotional distance, then all you have is nachos reheated over and over until it's a sort of blandness and you're sort of just stuck in the throes of it. And sometimes that works, but you still require that emotional distance. I think it's Mona Awad. She'll do this thing with her friend where they'll sort of go on a writer's retreat. And her writing style, when she crunches out a book, is that she'll have 3 months off in the summer where she'll just like concentrate herself within the throes of whatever she's working on. This was for when she was doing press for Rouge. She had said that stay stuck and lost in the novel until it was essentially done. But when you're in that tunnel vision, you forget everything else, right? You need everything else. You need the peripheries because those give you a lot of what other people require when they're looking at your work. This, I guess, then is tunnel vision in itself. And again, literally could have been a Substack post. Sorry. Zadie Smith. I started this the other day. Patti Smith's Bread of Angels. So far, interesting. It feels good to be back in the poetic prose of Patti Smith. I'll read this first paragraph that introduces the book for you. The first sensation I remember is movement. My arms wave back and forth, a small endeavor that results in the toppling of Bugs Bunny from my high chair tray. My silent partner, propped there before me, big as life, disappeared like a Viking ship tumbling off the edge of the world. All but a blur, well beyond my reach, the earliest consequence of an action. I remember being held by my father and how different it felt from being held by my mother. He was calm. I sought his reassuring shoulder. I gravitated towards him, though it was my mother who was ever present, ever dominant. Not yet one. I took my faltering first steps across the kitchen floor, then kept going. My mother was continuously challenged by her inquisitive and mobile first child who could not resist exploring, disengaging from her grip, breaking free in the park, disappearing in department stores, and spurning her affection. Yeah, really dense in just how much information is there. Right now it's just really about her early life. I just finished reading this morning. Recorded in my baby book and her hurried script are two of my questions. What is the soul? What color is it? So far so good. I'm enjoying it, and I miss Patti Smith. Oh, I forgot to show you this. I did watch Coraline a few days ago. This is the TTT. Went specifically for this, but also I was like, I honestly do not remember anything about Coraline. So I went back to see it. I think it's my third or fourth rewatch. I watched it when I was really young, so I can't say that I remembered anything, really. But still good. Fantastical, dark fantasy at its finest. Just really imaginative. I do not like Coraline. The character herself. I would punch the shit out of her. I'm so sorry. I think she's the most obnoxious child ever. I mean, kids, you can play into that like The Boy Who Cried Wolf and kind of annoying in that way, but you can make a child less annoying. Just because you have blue hair doesn't mean you can act the way that you are. But no, I loved it. I loved like sort of the darkness of the film. I totally forgot what the mother turns into. I think I jumped once or twice. Saw it in the 4K IMAX. Here's this side. Here. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? Now look. It's just this little plastic cover. Isn't that divine? I love that so much. Anyway, here it is. Here's that. It's a little sparkly, if that catches on camera. I don't know if it will, but there it is. And then there she is, little doll, little spy doll. There's the house. Adorable, absolutely adorable. I just love shit like this. And I must note, I am at, I think that's right, 341. I've watched 341 movies this year. I feel good. I haven't started it yet, but I'm gonna watch Fellini's Casanova because it's mentioned in the Olivia Laing book. Kind of want to like put myself in the world of that. Today, I have a quick coffee date, and then afterwards, I'm going to go to this pop-up. One of my favorite brands, Era. They're just really basic, but what I love is that it's just so sexy. It's just a sexy brand, and I hate to say it, but I'm really nervous to go because yesterday when I was looking at their stories, it was just a bunch of sexy people, and I'm just like, oh God, I'm gonna be the ugliest person there. It's just one of those days. I don't feel confident with myself. I'm going to this thing because it's only this weekend, and they don't have a physical store, so I just wanted to see some pieces in person and see if I like actually want to get it or buy it. And then later on, today is the last day for the Louise Bourgeois show at Kukje Gallery, so I'm going to check that out. That's it, really. Keeping it kind of chill. I had like such a heavy work week that I just want to lay low in my own domain and chill the fuck out. You know what I mean? Actually, like, do some reading. I'm at, did I mention 90 books? Yeah, 90 books, so I'll hit 100 soon. I only need 10 more, and I feel good. I feel good. Meeting my goals. All arbitrary, okay? None of this, like, means anything. I just think that, like, if I hit 100 books by the end of the year, that's just, like, 100 books in my lifetime that I got through. Versus, say, the 13 I read some odd years ago. I'm just like, that number, really concerning. Because I was just like, God, wow, I wasted so much time then. I could have read more books. I could have, like, filled myself with literature when I had the chance and I didn't. And I can't get that year back. I can't get that year back, and I can't really make it up in numbers unless I was, like, super depressed last year where I did 167, guys. But yeah, 100's good. I feel like, you know, triple digits, fine. Fine by all means. Yeah, let's go. Howdy folks. I just finished coffee. It was really nice. I think mostly because the weather's so fine and just such a wonderful Saturday. I'm right here next to, oh, if you must know, an EU Fan sculpture right there in the background, casually. See those fall leaves back there? So beautiful. I'm gonna go to this pop-up real quick. I'm sweating, and I'm gonna sweat even more because I'm gonna be surrounded by sexy people, and but we're gonna struggle through. Let's go. Hey, howdy folks. Just finished the Louis Bourgeois show. Incredible. So good. Watercolors, a bit of sculpture work too. The watercolors were incredible, all done in red. I'm thinking period blood, the baby's blood. So beautiful, so raw, about motherhood, maternity, the body of the female, how much work it goes through, how much time it moves through, how much wasted time too. There's a whole room, that back gallery, that's just like filled floor to ceiling with her work, and it's just immense work. Okay, it's still nice out, so I'm gonna head over to Muppel to try on a jacket at Sansan Gear, and that's it. I'm calling it quits. Let's go.
인사해 주세요. 안녕하세요.
네.
기억나는 것 같은데?
I wanted to go. But I was
오. 이거는 오리지널 트로버라는 요요 줄 브랜드고, 이건 Something by 요요라는 그 일본 세계 챔피언이 만든 요요 브랜드거든요.
오.
근데 이거는 6061 알루미늄이라고, 이거는 비행기에 쓰는 알루미늄. 그리고 얘 금색으로 되어 있는 거는 뭐 도금인지 뭐 어노다이징 된 건지 모르겠는데 얘는 스테인리스 스틸이에요. 그래서 다른 소재를 해서 바이 매터리얼 요요해. 너 왜 자꾸 웃어?
She's playing the lotto. She's trying to win us money so we can afford drinks tonight. What is that? Pretty white book, damaged by whatever this is. Hi, last night was fantastic. I did not know that there was going to be, what is their name? Hypnosis Therapy. They're like this DJ duo, more like trance, deep house. They do like pretty like rap heavy stuff as well. But yeah, I was just walking around shopping and had no idea that there was this little show and free drinks. So of course, if it's free, it's for me. And I indulged, and it was really nice. And I did it all alone. It was just nice also that there were like people that came alone and just like in this little pocket of the afternoon and just danced and drank and just had a good time all to ourselves. And it was really, really sweet. And then the night became incredibly serendipitous, I think the word is, where my friend showed up too, and we hadn't contacted each other and haven't seen her in like forever. Some new friends as well, and it just became a better night. And then the cops came and there were noise complaints and they tried to stop the party, but they couldn't because there was I think the law is you have to have a permit, and there was a permit, but it was like louder than loud. And it was great because Hypnosis Therapy just cranked it up and just like tried to push in as many incredibly loud songs as possible. And then the crowd was rowdier and it was wonderful. Anyway, magical. And then we went to this like little cafe to work on art. And it just made me realize like there's such a stigma around going out at night. Well, of course it's all timing and stuff. A venue, a club will want to stay out until the very early hours of the morning. But I'm totally against them in a way where there are those morning raves where you can like get a matcha and like dance in the morning. And I'm all for that too. I'm all for a sober time. But in the morning like that, makes sense if I don't need to sleep at all and come out of the club at 6 a.m. and then join this like, you know, matcha and mix, and after a heavy night of alcohol, detox my body with matcha. Yeah, but I think we need more raves in the afternoon so I can get home in a reasonable time and enjoy myself and get to the things that I need to be doing. 2 incredible tattoo artists last night. I'll leave their handles down below. Yeah, it just made me realize how great it is to just come home a little early so that I can do a bit of writing. I got some writing done. Watched a bit of the Fellini movie I'm watching, Casanova. It's a 2.5-hour film, so I'm just like, I need to get through it. I have like about an hour and a half left, so. Yeah, I got some reading done as well. I feel good. And this morning, putting a cap to this vlog, yeah, just gonna read a bit more and write a bit more and just spend the Sunday. It's not gonna rain today. I thought it was gonna rain today. It's not gonna rain today, so I might step out to a cafe or something. But a verbal conclusion is in order. Some notes on Bread of Angels. I just finished a few pages, this moment in her life where she got a concussion. She had this huge gash in her head because she decided to spit on stage for a song, and she couldn't see the edge of the stage due to the stage lights, and then she fell. Was in a cast for a really long time, but she was like sharing moments where the Ramones came over with an issue of Punk Mag, a bottle of tequila, and then William Burroughs came over with a fish wrapped in newspaper and made her a meal. And it's in those like very beautiful moments where your friends come to rescue you and take care of you in that way that it's incredible that Patti has always been surrounded by the most miraculous meetings of, you know, people of culture, and it's crazy. I love this moment here where William Burroughs, he drew a chair next to my bed and questioned me about the accident. I confessed my thoughts. Williams told me that a terrible accident had made him a writer and spoke of the line between practical facts and atmospheric or mystical intervention. And it's things like that where because of this accident, she was heavily in a mode of writing poetry, and most of her poetic voice came out. And this is after having put out an album that wasn't well received. And it's just moments in that where you think if you're failing that something good eventually comes, because I think everything does come in waves, up and down, these dips. You really have to ride those moments of content because they do, or at least for me, are few and rare in between. Before all of that though, I was actually not enjoying this. I think, and I'm gonna say it again, we're in a world of very few editors, and this just needed to be edited down a bit. A lot of this just felt like super random in the beginning. She was just like telling childhood artifacts and none of it felt cohesive in a way. They just felt like fact dropping, and I don't know what any of this was. But it was just like random things about school, and I'm just like, this isn't like leading up to anything. This is a memoir. I'm reading a memoir, not a biography. And when you have a memoir, there needs to exist an arc, a through line, where you take moments of narrative fiction or the form of the novel and create this smooth, waning way of telling a story. This did not have that versus, say, Just Kids, I think, more tightly written. This just feels very more sporadic and random, raw XD in a way that is fine. Like, I still like Patti and the things that she says, but some of it is a bit too, like, woo-ha for me. Just, like, a little out there in her mysticism. She takes herself way too seriously in moments where I'm just like, that is just a bunch of hoo-ha. Because it's also very like, I'm not that kind of girl. Here, to be safe from harm was my new mantra. I felt like a child, yet also ancient, as if a human relic from a primordial culture. I wished nothing more than to be scooped away in the palm of a magnificent genie. I'd command him to reverse time, so I could sit at the foot of Stephanie's bed, slowly open the pink and ivory jewel box, and though hypnotized by the ballerina slowly turning, I could not run my fingers through her things, touch her watch, necklace, nor take the skating pin. I was vexed by the idea that we were condemned to dwell in linear time. If time was meaningless to God, why must we suffer it? Surely, we once had the capability to dwell otherwise, like a race of time travelers. I lay there, trying to go back as far as I could remember, much further than my hands opening the lid of the jewelry box, searching for an ancient portal that most certainly existed. On second reread, there's some incredible lines there. If time was meaningless to God, why must we suffer it? Surely we once had the capability to dwell otherwise, like a race of time travelers. But like to say, I felt like a child, yet also ancient, as if a human relic from a primordial culture is just kind of out there. And again, it's like, this is early in her childhood, so are we in old Patti looking back and telling the story of childhood, or are we a child experiencing all of this again and retelling it from the form of child? And I don't think there's like an even balance of that, because all of that before that is just like her going through her childhood and very much from the center of like a child's voice and eyes. So it just doesn't have the stitchings, the proper woven abilities of narrative fiction. But so far, it's been interesting, and I really have to see it to the end, because these last 10 pages have been incredible about her experience as a musician at the moment. Anyway, those are the updates. I'm doing a bit of laundry. Can do more of this. Hope you have a lovely Sunday, because I just realized these vlogs come out on Sunday, or whenever you watch it. I hope you're having a lovely day. Well, as always, be well, do good work, keep in touch.